Hi, this is Prabhakarachari, diamond fitting specialist. Greetings from India. Namaste. Welcome to my channel. Let us discuss about bezel setting of a scissor ring. I cut the gold from each frame so that the stones will fix in that frames. After the gold is cut and the stones are set, the gold grains that are lifted from the surface of gold towards the stones, and a tweezer is used to push the grains towards the stones, and I hammered the gold towards the stones. With the help of pins, the gold is hammered towards the stones. When there is no gap, the frame is engraved. I left some space around the stones because the thin layer of gold holds the stones. To give a glimpse to the ring, it is essential to engrave. After the process of engrave is over, the gold is polished with the help of a polished cloth. The scratch marks which are left on the stones are wiped off. The red stones, which is mark is in shape, it is set in the middle of the ring, is set at last because the graver may touch the stone while I engrave the surrounded stones. The gold frame of the marquise stone is cut 20% and the stone is placed in the frame. I used a sharpened stone to shape the red color marquise stone because it may be small or big. Hence, the stone is foiled on the sharpened stone to fix in the frame. I engraved the gold frame here. The designs that are on the gold frame exactly as that is the designs I engraved here. The stars in the frames. I hammer the gold towards the marquise stone which is set in the middle of the ring. The frame is moved towards the stone to hold it, and there should be no gap between the stone and the gold. The ring looks decent after the engrave is over and it is polished. To remove the scratch marks which has been done while I engraved, it needs concentration. While I engrave, the graver will not touch the stones. Care is taken while I hammer the gold towards the stones with the help of a pin and tweezer, because if the pin touches the stone, then the stone may damage or get scratch marks. When there is no gap between the stones and the gold frame, I started to engrave. Engrave is done to give a glimpse to the gold to shine. I can adjust it. The stone's edges and the background of the coral is gently filed so that the coral can fix in the gold frame properly. It will not slip. Now the coral gets the grip after it is filed on the sharpened rough stone. The sharpened stones are used for gem cutting and to sharpen the tools also. Now I want to lift the gold with the help of pins so that it can fix the stone on the structure of the frame. Because it has been done, the frame is thin. If the frame is thin, then I needed to lift the grains inside the frame so that the coral would be properly fixed in that frame and it will not slip to its background. So many gold grains inside the gold frame which I lifted. It makes some pattern so that the coral stone will not fall from its background. Let us know how to hammer gold towards the stone. The pin is I made here is a little bit sharp. The point of the pin so that it hammer gold towards the stones and there should be no gap between the stone and the gold frame. I fix the coral with a glue from its background so that it will not move from its place. The pin is hammered with the help of tweezer or any hammer is used. As I found there is a gap between the stone and the gold frame. That gap will be closed with the help of a pin that is hammered the gold towards the stone. Let us know how to make the pin to push the gold. The pin is made with grain tools which are damaged. Then the pin is gently filed to make it further sharp at the point, but it is beaten to sharpen rough stone again and again so that it should not be extra soft. It is like that. Then the pin may slip onto the stone a little bit rough so that it can gently push the gold towards the stone. Here I taken care while hammer the gold towards the coral so that the pin will not slip onto the coral. If any scratch marks left on the stone, then it will be cleared after the ring is completed. The point of the pin is a little bit rough so that the pin will not slip on the stone. If the pin is beaten on the stone, sharpened stone, then it gets some roughness and the gold moves towards the stone easily. Here I used to hammer gold towards the stone. The tools that are I used are a pin and a big tweezer. When to engrave the metal? Now if I check with an eye loop or found that there is no gap, then the time is to engrave the metal. Some gold is gold. I used it to hammer with the help of a pin and a tweezer. I used to engrave. Significance of bezel setting. The following are the properties which are beneficial in bezel setting, or the gold moves towards the stones and there is no gap between the stone and the gold frame. And then the gold frame is engraved. Some space is left around the stone so that the gold which holds the stone in its place and secures it, and the stone will not fall out. The bezel setting is the best way to secure the stones and a proper fitting of the stones in its place. The stones will not move from its place. The gold which is surrounded is engraved to give a glimpse. After some thin layer of gold is left for a grip to the coral to hold, the stone never falls again. I engrave the sides of the gold frame so that there is a glimpse of shine on the gold. When the total ring is engraved, the gold around the coral shines and the stone is also secured with a thin layer of gold which is I left around the coral. The total stone setting with the process I used here is bezel setting. In this bezel setting, the coral fixes well in the gold frame. The sides of the gold frame is engraved to give a glimpse to the gold frame. A polished cloth is used to remove the scratch marks that are left on the stone after the engrave. In this bezel setting, the stone is totally secured and it will not fall out. The gold is slowly hammered to fix the stone in its place. After that, the engrave process should be done. If you like this video, please share, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.